And we are live tonight.
All right.
Bill Barkley, hopefully Sam will be here too. I better, because I've got clips.
Who said that?
Bill Barkley.
No. Hi, guys.
Hello, Stuart.
Hello.
Can't really help but not be as energetic. It's not really that sort of live stream, is it?
Yeah, no, sadly, no. Well, as you guys read, we're here to kind of celebrate the life of Aron Eisenberg, also known as Nog, DS9. So, guys, if you have a story of meeting him or a favorite episode or a favorite scene or a favorite quote from him, from his character, by all means, share it, and we will all just kind of remember the good times.
Yeah, we're just here to, remember, talk, show some clips that we took, because I had the lucky enough opportunity to meet him a couple of times at conventions, and because these days I like to work at conventions, I was actually able to get some footage with him, which is always fun, and he was definitely fun to play around with, and they got some really unique clips and some stuff that I brought in the edits and I didn't keep in for different reasons. So there'll be some stuff that's not been seen before, a little bit of me sitting down with him. I can't remember the entire interview, but we can watch with that if people are interested, see my vibe with him. For my quick interview him right now. Okay. Hi Nog. I sort of remember your episodes. And then the panel where he was having fun with JG Hertz. So some good clips.
Mm-hmm.
And they definitely easily show what sort of man he is or was. So that'll be a good thing to show for sure.
Yeah, and I was lucky enough to finally meet him in Vegas, and that was quite a funny little interaction.
I was doing my own thing, and there you were, and it's just like, oh. And he was like one of the last 3 people there as well, celebrity-wise.
Yeah, that was the last day. Everybody was kind of already moved out, and he was just
it's the last 10
standing
minutes.
around. Yeah.
Well, I'll share this while you talk to the wonderful people there.
That's right. Links in the chat. The moderators will be to different transplant recipient charities for Canada, the U.S., and the U.K. If you guys want to support those in any way, because pretty sure that it was the kidney transplant that was the reason that this happened. So if you guys are interested in donating to that, please do so. And like I said, we just want to basically see a few clips that Samuel has that haven't been seen, and also just get your take on things. What did you think about the character, the person, and just let us know any stories that you'd like us to talk about. We definitely will do that. Jeff Jacobs though puts in 554. I was going to say bye, and already at 50 I will go again at 100. Thank you all for joining us. To remember Aron, #Aron, we miss you already. Yes. Ryan K says, didn't know him, but it's definitely sad to hear. Was surprised when I saw something about it on YouTube the other day. Rest in peace. Yeah, I saw it on, I think it was Friday or Saturday. I think it was Saturday, actually, Saturday night. Before I went out for a bit, he was in critical condition. I was like, oh no, that's awful. Hope everything's okay. And then came back and found out that he had passed away. So really kind of a bummer. And Ian, in honor of Aron, please consider donating to one of these charities in the UK, in the US, or in Canada, and that they are all there. So yeah, those will definitely be welcomed. Jarzia puts in $10. Thank you. I may not have an instinct for business, but I have my father's hands and my uncle's tenacity. I know I've got something to offer. I just need the chance to prove it. Yeah, rest in peace, Aron. Yeah, that's a very great quote. Tom Zeros, 48, puts in $5 Canadian. Hi, one of my favorite Nog moments was in Sacrifice of Angels. Even though you have angles there, but that's okay. When he gets his official commission during the battle, he really shines in every scene. Yeah. I guess the most Nog-centric episode of DS9 would be It's Only a Paper Moon. And
Hello.
hello. Already got some super chats and some quotes and stuff. So
Yeah, he had some good quotes for sure.
yeah. But I was just saying, one of the best Nog-centric episodes was "It's Only a Paper Moon" when he's dealing with getting back to the station and kind of hiding in the holosuite, and lost his leg at the siege of AR. I forget the number.
Something. Lots of people died.
Yes.
Well, that's what people say often about Nog, is that he had the best character arc of any Star Trek character. You know, I was saying this to someone earlier today. You know, starts off with the first bit he's in. He's a know nothing, good for nothing thief of the local bar manager, with no future, no potential. He's not even going to profit, as we see at the end. He's a good lieutenant on the flagship of that area, and a future captain, because we do see that in a future version, so we know what he could have been as well. So they're proving that potential is potential. You know.
Yeah.
And they definitely didn't know where they were going, but it's a surprisingly nice arc, and it's one of those things where the fact they didn't know where they were going kind of gives it a unique spark of a meandering life rather than just a journey.
Yeah. Because you would think that it'd be Jake that would follow in his father's footsteps and join Starfleet, and I love that they kind of no, he didn't want to do that. He wanted to be a writer, so that was kind of cool.
Which is weird. A reporter is weird for that era. You wouldn't think that'd be a job even anymore. But it was. It is.
Yeah. So.
But do put in, stories, thoughts, and we'll read anything out that you want us to read out, because we really will. Here to remember him and talk about your stories. But do you want to? Should I play a clip to show what we've got?
Yes, let's play a clip, show some of the stuff we got, and
all the stuff has been out 4 years via us. Doesn't mean it's not cool in its own right, and it's fun to hear from the man himself. And there's including, depends if people want it, there's an entire bit about his kidney transplant, because he just finished it, and that was like one of his first clips
2015.
Yeah, so it was like super fresh in his mind. He was, if you don't know his medical condition, and you weren't there, part of the 80 people that were there. So I've separated into a couple of like interesting bits, and so here's one of the bits. This is about his makeup, so I'm just gonna swap him over and mute myself.
The original head that I had was just the head. So when I started on the show, does anybody know how old I was when I started on the show? 62. The original head that I had was just the head. So when I started on the show, does anybody know how old I was when I started on the show? 62. You guys are so kind to laugh at that. What good people out here, because that was very funny. 62. I don't know how I would be 62. I was 61. I was actually 23, and I looked like I was 12. So I was single for a very long time. But in order, what they did was they gave me, like Max and Armin had this, as well as the cheeks and the nose. I only had the head and the nose for the first several years. So those are my real chubby cheeks, and then that's what made me look so young. And then later, to age me, they would give me cheek prosthetics that would then they give you a more angular look to the face. So a little bit of trivia, and that's it. That's all I came here to say. I flew 15 hours to tell you that. I thought that was the most interesting thing to tell you on the show. So thank you very much, JG. Thank you. I don't think you've ever had to be forced to listen to me talk, JG. This is very intimidating. Yeah, I do have a question for you. Yes, thank you. Do you want to run? You come on up and run. I know, I haven't seen a hand go up. I wasn't going to force somebody to ask me a question. I was going to start off, and then, eventually they warm up and their hands go in the air. But if you want to intimidate them, yeah, you forced her to raise her hand. Why don't you pass out questions for people?
So yeah, the problem with the Premiere is that Skype and OBS are overriding its ability to play volume, so I had to up it about 27 times, and it's on Stuart's channel, so I had to up Stuart about 30 times, so you might be quite loud now, Stuart. I've lowered you, so let's see how that is. So I have to manually change it each time, so I know, but it's I'm fighting with Skype, because it thinks there shouldn't be volume there, which there shouldn't be. But yeah, that
Well,
was
I hope I'm not too loud.
say something else. Let's see.
Uh,
Yeah, you're
that
fine.
was actually a really good clip. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, he has a good banter chemistry with JG. That's always a thing that was very clear. And this was a nice event because they had a great panel of like 12 guests. And then right before the event, I think CBS it was right at the bad time, 2016. CBS was like, and you can't use Star Trek any merchandise, and you can't do this, you can't do that, and they basically had to cancel the entire event, which meant the organisers would be out several £1,000s, and you can't really just suddenly recoup several £1,000s from nowhere. It kind of affects how you live a little bit. But JG and Aaron both agreed to still fly in. I mean, their flights already paid for, and do a sort of mini event, just them, and whoever would still want to be there. Change the venue, make it smaller, still sign autographs, but do it sort of ultra unofficially. So shh. But it was 2016, and try and help them make an event still. And they were there. They were only 2 people, and it was really nice because they had to literally run the entire show. And so Aaron was the first one of the day at 9 a.m. on this sort of half cancelled convention. And he stands up and he's like, right, hi, I'm here.
Yeah.
Yep, it's a sort of a convention, and I'm here.
That's awesome though that they both decided to do that. So.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
It says a lot.
Yeah, seriously. And it's one of the good clips as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
169 people, guys. Click like if you
Yes,
like
click
to.
the like. Click like for Aaron.
Yes.
Hashtag. There you go. Yeah, I mean, the development of his character was very interesting. Like you said, it's from one end of the spectrum all the way to the other. I love the hesitation from Cisco when he was trying to get Cisco to sponsor him for his Academy membership. Cisco's like, because really up to that point, the character hadn't showed anything that would kind of warrant that. So I love that episode. I can't remember the exact name of the episode that one takes place in, but it was kind of a quick character turn almost for that. So, yeah, and I think the casting of Aaron for that role was absolutely amazing. I don't know. I just don't know what to say. I just kind of like, at a loss. He was good in Valiant, and it's only a paper moon. Oh yeah, Red Squad, Valiant. A little bit drinking the Kool-Aid in that one, but
well, that's always a fun one because he's you imagine this never the best sort of person, and then he's there on the best sir, that ship, and it's a fun episode for many reasons. Thank goodness he survived because what a
yeah. Him and Jake both, like, seriously. So guys, have any of you guys like met him at a convention or had a conversation with him? I know a lot of people, a lot of veterans and stuff that suffer from PTSD really kind of latched on to his character from It's Only a Paper Moon. And I know that meant a lot to him because his portrayal in that is absolutely amazing. And he didn't think anything much of it at the time from what I remember him talking about. But the fact that so many people can relate to that and, have been injured, it's absolutely amazing what entertainment can do to help people in the real world. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah, and every event I saw him at or panel, he was always asked that or mentioned that. A lot of actors, some actors are kind of overblown how much they've done. I always refer back to John Delancey, who people asked, someone at a convention, hey, how much are you friends with Patrick Stewart? And because, he looked so good on camera, and he's like, look, seriously, I was having a bad day, Look, guys, I saw him once a year for 5 days doing a scene.
Yeah.
I didn't see him any other times around that. I've seen him at conventions after it, but no, we were never friends. We were work colleagues. I liked him, but no. I saw him 6 times in 7 years. Of course, I had to take in different ways. And I forgot my point. Yes, I just try, some people they hold on to one thing. But Aaron got so much good stuff that, again, I heard him at FCD, the convention, say, so proud of his character, because some characters don't get anything. Again, look at Harry Kim. how little he got, and then you look at Nog and how much he got, that is something, even if it is, and it was the best part of his life, he never had anything better or after or before, but 7 years of a really good character where the writers keep wanting and almost needing to give you good stuff. And that's because of you. That's how what you're bringing to it. It says something.
Yeah. And don't forget, he also played a Kazon in Voyager. The young Kazon.
Do you want to see him talk about that? Because I have a clip of that.
Absolutely. That'd be awesome. That's a nice segue. Before you do that, though, we'll read the 2 super chats that came in. Jeff Jacobs puts in 507.
Thank you.
Over 100 in less than 15 is a record. Thank you all for sharing your memories and thoughts. Again at 100, 100, but he puts another super chat of 211 and says, paying for my mistake. I meant again at 150. 179 of you here, everybody hit like. And let's check out this clip that Samuel has about
clip show. Let's check out this clip. Okay, and we're gonna mute each other, and then I'll make this louder because you're him. You played?
Nog on Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
And someone in Voyager?
Oh yeah, I played Carr, which was a Kazon, on the episode Initiations.
Had less makeup or a bit more?
No, actually it was more annoying because it had this hair piece that was really uncomfortable. So it was actually more difficult than the Nog makeup.
Fun to get out of your comfort zone and play a different character?
Oh, absolutely. It's always fun to play different characters. Yeah, absolutely.
And I think fans quite like that one because it is obviously you, but it's so different.
Yeah.
It's like the mirror universe almost. It's like when things swap so much.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's very different than Nog. Mm. Yeah. Very, very different.
Just a short bit there, but because at that time I was trying to, at that time, this was a long time ago, I didn't want to ask him about, how long was the makeup? It's like he's answered that a billion times. I just talked about DS9, and we can look at that clip later if you want to, about, the Trekyards stuff, because that's more interesting to us as a unique fan base than just the makeup. And in fact, I've got that question answered in the panel video, which we'll look at a little bit later.
Cool. Very cool. We got 2 more super chats, so let's get into those.
Thank you.
Voice of Reason puts in £5. Nog had character development as good as any character on DS9, which means he had character development as good as any on Trek. Yeah. Rest in peace, Aron. Absolutely. Hellrats96 puts in $5. Hey guys, my favorite episode was the one where he was wheeling and dealing. Who needs some self-stealing stembolts? Yes, the river of... what was it called now? I don't even remember. Anyway, I forget. But absolutely excellent episode. Him and Jake kind of arranging all these deals to get what they need. So, fantastic episode.
Didn't it have like a time traveler as well in it? Some weird or was that a fake time traveler? I'm trying to remember.
I don't think so. I don't think that episode. I'm trying to think what the name of the episode or the.
Because they had the like a Ken Griffey Jr. baseball card or something of an ilk. If you're American, you'd get it.
Yeah, the American baseball card. Yeah,
and that was fun.
Great material continuum. Yeah, Treachery, Faith, and the Great River is the name of the episode. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you. I just grabbed his first ever shot from Emissary. Kind of. Again, I'm trying to get some, trying to get visuals here, guys. This is very first frame in Emissary, where he's with the sort of vaguely iconic bounty hunter. Now, why is there a... Oh, okay. It could have been such a throwaway something.
Yeah.
And then there he is, and he's... As he says in a quote, which we can look at in a minute, that he was the only Ferengi to actually have a one-piece makeup. It was just the head, the ears, and the nose, and everyone else had cheek pieces and a to add some extra flair. But he had chubby cheeks, even though he was over 20.
Yeah.
And that's him right at the start of the journey.
Very cool. Nog went to Roswell. Yes. The time travel episode there. But one. Voice of Reason says, Samuel, we're thinking of the guy with the machine that made you live forever. There was no time.
It was weird. It was weird.
Um, Instead of a soldier, Nog should have been made responsible for the trade between Federation and other entities. Yeah, but see, then that's just stereotyping the Ferengi and his character. I love that he stepped away from that and wanted to do something, kind of outside what's expected of him as a Ferengi to become Starfleet. And that's the issue that Cisco had when Cisco was asked to sponsor him. He's like, I don't know. But yeah, there are two of those episodes. The one with the self-sealing symbols is an early season, and the one with the baseball card that involved Wei Yun. Okay. Excuse me, guys. I started rewatching DS9 from the beginning over a week ago. Watching it now is going to be difficult. Yeah. Whenever anybody passes away like that, it is difficult to watch stuff initially, but eventually it just becomes like, it was hard when Leonard Nimoy first passed away as well, but you get used to it. It gets easier, I guess. I just never know what to say in instances where people pass away.
Well, and we're lucky. Babylon 5 community is very unlucky. They've had, sort of a third of their cast die and a lot in quick succession. And the fact is, at some point, they're all going to be gone. And so that's why I do say, when you're at conventions, which you already, if you love fandom enough to care people at conventions, you want to meet the actors. I know people who don't care about the actors at all, which is fine. I know that you're not as fussed about meeting the actors. It's more about the character and certain people. It's not the actors, it's certain people for you, which is absolutely fair. Yeah. And if you're at a convention and they're there, go say hi when you can, because they might not do events again. I mean, if you've been told that Avery Brooks' last event, which just showed up, was his last one for like 11 years, or the one-time Frakes actually got to the UK, because yes, he cancelled Stuart for October, so my gamble did not pay off.
Oh man.
I feel great about that.
Mm-hmm.
But we did so much. We've been annoying to fit that in.
Yeah. Well, one of our head admin, Joe Torres, just sent me this. This was a conversation he had with Aaron.
Oh wow! Awesome.
He messaged Aaron and said, "Hey Aaron, I want to let you know that your work as Nog meant a lot to me when I was in Iraq in 2006 and 2007. Love watching your character mature and become the person he was at the end of the series. The episodes of The Siege of AR 558 and It's Only a Paper Moon helped me out with dealing with my issues with the war. Best regards and sincerest thanks, Joe." And then Aaron replied, "Thank you for sharing that with me, Joe. I'm so glad my performance and our show could impact you so positively. Thank you for your service and hope you are doing well. Live long and prosper." So, I mean, a very kind person. There's just a comment a second ago here. The Q Continuum says he was unbelievably kind and humble. A simple request for an autograph turned into an hour-long conversation about what in the hell is self-stealing stem bolts are. Yeah, he was very friendly, very nice to talk to. Let's see here. It was a blow to the B5 fans when Jerry Doyle passed away. Would you know if there is going to be a memorial on STO like they did for Leonard Nimoy? Oh, absolutely, there will be. I know Thomas Maroney, the one of our guests, leadership designer on STO. He did a nice Facebook post about this because Aaron had come into the Cryptic Studios to look around and get a tour and stuff. So he did that voice work.
He was one of the only people that actually come in and do it. Most people did it who didn't care enough to do it, / busy enough / around the country. I mean, it does take money to get to that place, but he actually came in and was actually part of it. It was nice. Yeah,
absolutely. Thomas says he usually doesn't post about things like that, but it was just such a nice one-on-one interaction with him that, I mean, you talked to him literally for like a minute. And you felt like he was a good friend of yours you've had for years. So I'm just lucky to be able to have got to meet him in Vegas. Felt very honored about that. So
yeah, it's funny. I met him. Well, you can read the super chat. I'll give my little story because it's. I have a strange relationship with the guy, Yeah. And he can
Well, Jarzia puts in $2 Canadian.
Thank you.
People in Star Trek Online already did a vigil in Quarks in game. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw that.
All right, what's your story?
Well, I mean, the first time I met him was at the event I talked about where he actually turned up, which was great, and happenstance, it's never happened again. We were invited to the cast dinner, and also it was a much smaller event, and most people cancelled who were crew as well, and we were sort of helping out a little bit, and so we were able to sit down, and by happenstance, we sat down first, and the guests came in, him and his not yet wife, but and he actually sat down next to me, and I'm like, oh, hey. But you also feel nervous. You don't want to talk about geek stuff too much because that's not the point. And he'd just flown in, and it was about the food. And JG Hertz was on the other side talking to my dad. They got like a house on fire, and you saw when I mentioned Dad to JG, instant. And I would call him an awkward conversationalist in the sense that he's so himself. He's also himself that I don't know how to read him because he's playing a sort of this wisecracking, funny thing that he's the sort of person that puts energy into being a bit daft, but in like I'm trying to keep you off guard. I will insult you. I will make you feel stupid, but also then you get to have a laugh on me. It was a very weird, very very weird energy that is hard to describe. Unapologetically him. He talked about politics, about Trump in that one in a negative way, which is like I don't really like talking about because it doesn't help anybody. Dad loved it. But I'll listen to him talk for half an hour while we eat food. Sure, why not? I think I mentioned Nog once, and because it wasn't the point. It was a very, the opposite to geek thing. But I know I got on with his girlfriend and future wife reasonably well, for what there was.
Yeah.
But it's like a really weird energy from him. I mean, it's a nice energy, but it's a really weird energy. Yeah. But so is JG. It's just very different energy.
Yeah. Well, I'd known that you had done this convention with him. I didn't know how well he knew you, if he remembered you. So when we went up to him in Vegas, you were talking to somebody else, and I went up and said hi and introduced myself and gave him the business card for Trekyards, and he's like, Trekyards, that sounds familiar. I'll have to check that out, whatever. And then you turn around and
you said, hey, my business partner's right here, and I turn around.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, this guy. Here, you can take this card. I don't want this. He handed it to like this handler or whatever.
Very sincerely said it.
But yeah, I was like, wow, I didn't know you knew him quite that well.
Your face was shitting it though. You were like, oh, is this gonna be a problem? And then he's like, he keeps being negative for a second. He's like, that's right. How you going? But you were like,
well, for like a split second maybe.
Enough of a second for me to catch it and be like, oh. No, it's because I've got a very very cool. I've got our only real clip together is a clip I've got in a minute, which I want to save for a good moment, because it's fun. I've done a 2-edit version that you can only do at a small event, and I've been sort of filming it for an intro video. I wanted to make some natural content from it. And you guys have seen it, but you haven't seen the fun edit because my camera works a little bit wonky. Because you'll see why. But I won't wait until a little bit later to share that because that's my moment with him. It's funny, but at least it's recorded for posterity.
Yeah.
Michael Kirkland, do you believe that they will now have a reason to remaster in high definition? No, this will not affect that whatsoever.
No.
The problem is this is important to us, but not to most people, and not to CBS and not to executives. It's like any fandom. If any actor dies, it's hard for them. Doesn't mean it's hard for everyone else. If Dune actor died, I'd be like, oh no. What do you want me to feel? Yeah. But it's special to us. And obviously, I knew him, met him 3 times. You met him at least the once, which is good.
Yeah. Bartholomew says, Nog kind of remaining internally young because the character was younger when the show finished somehow makes it even more sorrowful and was too young to pass on. He's only 50. He's only like 5 years older than me, which always kind of kicks you in the nuts,
Well, I didn't even clock on much about him as an actor until I heard about suddenly he was ill with a liver thing, and he had a crowdfunder to raise medical costs, and he got it really quickly, and he got his liver within 4 months, and then I saw him at the event, and now it's like I felt connected to him because I'd heard about him. He wasn't, I don't know what the actor that plays Jake is up to. I have no idea, or all these people, there's so many actors to whatever, but he became much more human at that point. And then you realise he didn't have much of a career outside of it, that he's super connected to it, and they obviously met at 2 very personal conventions, and you're like, yeah, this was almost lost.
Yeah.
Really, I'm too quiet. I'm pretty Okay, well, I upped it, but I was pretty loud on the dashboard, but okay.
Ryan said Eisenberg did a great job at making a more likable and well-balanced character that was meant to connect to a younger audience. Basically, Nog was what Wesley was meant to be.
Huh. It's interesting.
Kind of, yes.
I didn't consider that. That's interesting.
Yeah, I consider he's the youngest of the group kind of thing. So yeah, somebody they can relate to, but kind of a hoodlum at first, and then the way he treated women and the advice he was given to Nog about dating. It's like, oh, not really a great example. But
the thing is, he wasn't a genius at anything. He wasn't particularly good at anything, but he was a sort of book smart guy that applied himself, learned, and was good.
Yeah.
So he's not Wesley, that he wasn't just a genius, and that could have made him quite obnoxious. But the fact they had this journey to be that, I think that's why it's more memorable. I mean, if Wesley had become a captain by season 4, you'd be like, I mean, okay, unrelatable. Yeah. I mean, we watched season 1, he's not very relatable. Beyond the fact that he's young and not cute in a sense, he's not actually relatable.
Well, their characters went in opposite direction. Wesley started out being the gung-ho, I'm going to be in Starfleet, I'm a genius, to like flaking off, becoming like a hippie, space hippie wandering around with this guy. And Nog was the other way, unfocused at first and then laser focused into his career and became a captain. So Dan23 says an actor from TOS recently died. No one talks about that. It's because I don't remember his name. He played one of the Romulans in...
It was the Enterprise incident. He was the captain. He had what, maybe 7 lines. Yeah. And he was the cut to view screen guy.
And I've mentioned it. I mentioned it last night in my.
Yes, I saw that.
Well, I didn't remember his name though. I still don't.
I mean it.
I do have his autograph though. I have his autograph in the other room. So.
Any death is sad, but a man that got 1 minute 30 of screen time versus 44 episodes primary-ish character. Yeah. I mean, he left no impression beyond, ooh, that's a good Romulan.
Yeah.
TOS is tricky because without recurring characters, they're all kind of like one-offs. And, not particularly developed anyway.
Yeah. Devin Larson puts in $5.
Thank you.
I posted on my work message board today. Rest in peace, Aron Eisenberg. Was surprised how many thoughts and prayers went out.
Yeah.
Yeah. All that's been in my Facebook feed the last 2 days. Bill Barkley says, "Hope you're okay, Stuart. That cough sounds nasty." Yeah, I'm okay.
Do you want to have some more water, Stuart? Just start chugging water for the...
I got a drink here that I've been sipping on, but...
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes.
Jack Donner is the actor's name. There you go.
But that's why, at 50 is ridiculous. And once we saw him, 45 days ago? Absolutely fine.
Yeah.
And that's what sucks even more. Obviously, everything sucks, but we just saw him.
Yeah, it's so sudden.
But it's like my grandma. She died in the night, no reason, just did. But you can't go back, you can't undo it. But I just thought, I saw her a month and a half ago, we had a lovely weekend, it was nice. That's good enough. As best as I could possibly hope for. And so we saw him, he remembered me, we had a nice chat. I shook his hand, said bye. For me personally, that's as much closure as I could hope for. It was a nice seeing him recently. That's all you know what I mean? That for me emotionally, it's like, well, I actually got to say goodbye in a sense.
Yeah.
Don't have that for most Trek characters. It's like when Nichelle Nichols eventually does, I have my end moment. That was beautiful, lovely. I really enjoyed my last thing, and I have a photo with her from 15 years ago. It's not about me, obviously, but how you deal with emotions is how you deal with emotions. So we can only relate to each other in that sense.
Yeah. Do we have another clip to show, or?
I mean, I can. Sure. Let me find one.
Well, Bill Barkley says, "What you leave behind will be Aaron's eulogy." Well, actually, the family reunion that they had in Vegas on stage, it was Rom, Nog, and Lita all in character, all dressed up, and it was awesome because it was just amazing to see them all back. And he's like, "How do I feel about what happened in the documentary, what we left behind?" Well, if you have kids, cover their eyes, count of 5, 4, and then he holds up the finger and held it up for like a good 5 minutes just talking about it. And I
Perfect.
got some good shots of that. But that's something I'll never forget. I thought it was hilarious.
And that's annoying because I managed to very cheekily film some later panels. And I got some bloody amazing clips, but I didn't film that, and that would have been the perfect one to film. But hey, I wasn't confident enough then because wasn't meant to do it at all.
Yeah.
Oops. Okay, this is the question that he gets all the time, and it's a 30-second answer of how long did it take to get into makeup. So we do have that answer. So mute the mics, let's go.
Yes. Oh, how long did it take? How long did it take? Well, when the show started, it took about 3 hours. It took about 3 hours as they started. And as time went on, they got it down to an hour and a half. So that's how long it took. It's a very famous question. It's the question I get asked more than anything. And I have some shirts that say it takes an hour and a half. So you can put your mind where you want with that when you wear it, if you ever decide that you like a shirt. Yeah, it is literally the question I get asked more than anything else throughout the years. Yeah, it's weird. I haven't done a talk in so long. Usually when at cons I do a little show with Max, and we get our makeup on as Max and Rom, and we do this really awful, silly show. And I haven't done a talk in a long time. This is great because I wish I had more than 30 minutes. I have but yeah.
So yeah, actually, he hadn't done anything for a while because that was right before. I was right after. So yeah,
Yeah.
He's almost fresh again from doing events.
Jarzia puts in $5. I never met Aaron, but when I saw Triangulum posted a vid on this, I was shocked and couldn't sleep all night. My dad died at 55, and that was too young.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know. Anybody have any interesting stories of meeting him at a convention? Like anything you talked about or anything? We would love to read that out to everybody. So
I'm not here for super chat, so just put the comment as long as you need to. Like, we're here to read you guys' thoughts. Obviously, I've got more clips, but say what you feel and we will read it.
Yeah.
And Dan 23 points. He did come back for Star Trek Online, and somewhere in one of these panels he talks about that and how excited he was because every time all these actors, every event get asked, so would you come back to play your character again? And they're like, no, because I hate money. I hate it. I hate getting paid for work. It's easy. They always say yes, and even actors like Brent Spiner say no until they get paid enough money to say yes, which is just the reason he did it. Of course, I mean, if you love a character, you're not going to say, no.
Yeah.
I mean, why do you think, what's his name? Jeff Goldblum came back in the new Jurassic Park.
Yeah, and Sam Neill's going to be in the next one.
It's not for the acting challenge. It's because they said, are you interested? They say, how much? And because they're just comfortable characters. And that's good. It's a good thing for us. But 9 times out of 10, they don't do them right. Because it's not about them. I'm trying to think of a good bring them back sort of one. There are many, obviously. Richard Hatch. He's a good. Do you want to come back in BSG? Yes. You're going to be someone. No. Well, there's the other person. Jeez. Same exact story. We're bringing back Atch as a character who has no connection to the first one.
Yeah. This kind of off topic a little bit, but if they asked Dirk Benedict back, the original Starbuck?
I don't know.
Because I would have liked to have seen him back in the new Battlestar Galactica.
I know
he was my favorite character from the original.
I know he's pretty difficult to work with in general. So I imagine that he might have just said no if it wasn't a good part. And it's not exactly, again, the Zarek character is very specific, and it wasn't meant to be that big, but it was. Could have been a 1 off, could have been a 2 off, could have been a 3 off, but I don't know where you'd fit him in. I don't know. I haven't seen the original Galactica in so long. I should at some point.
Yeah. Never had a pleasure of meeting him. So Super Coops, but he was at Destination Trek character last year with Lita and Rom. Was cool to see. Yep.
Hi, Donnie.
And Fleet Pass Whitback as a memory of Aaron. Please consider donating to any of these transplant awareness charities.
Yep.
We have one for Canada, the U.S., and the U.K., which they'll be sharing the links for that the whole run of this live. So.
Yep. Please have a look. Definitely worth doing, because without that, he wouldn't have been here for the last 5 years. He wouldn't be able to marry his girlfriend, and that's enough of a reason to support. Because that's amazing, you know.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I don't know what to say. Paul Pope says, thank you, he saves the day. I met Aaron at Star Trek Las Vegas when I met you two. You two and he are all awesome. I told him how, as a disabled man, Nod's coming to terms with him losing his leg helped me start to come to terms with my disability. Well, Paul, it was nice to meet you. We met a lot of people, so.
Well, if you were the chap in the wheelchair, I definitely remember you from that.
yes, I do remember that.
Yeah, you were sweet, just sort of, hey guys, and like, hello. Absolutely, we'll stop and say hi. Of course we will, as we have.
We got a picture of you somewhere because we took pictures with everybody that came up to say hi to us. So.
Yep.
But yeah. Sad times. Gonna watch a few Nog episodes. Yeah, I've been reading that a lot lately. People are watching a lot of Nog stuff. So. Which
is nice. They're actually genuinely Nog episodes. I mean, look at Trek episodes. I mean, you know, let's say if Marina Sirtis ever passes, how many Troy episodes are there?
Yeah, there's too many if there's one. But
wow, okay.
Paul Pope says, "Yeah, I was the TNG admiral on a scooter." Yep. Okay, definitely remember you then. But yeah. Good tea, nice house. Puts in $5.
Best
Canadian.
house.
Harry Kim arrives at DS9. Nog is a petty thief. When he returns to the Alpha Quadrant, Nog is lieutenant, junior grade. Yep. Nobody could have played Nog better than Aaron. Oh, that's a very good point. Poor Ensign Kim. Oh my god. Well, it goes back to the meme that I shared just like 2.5 weeks ago of Captain Nog. Ensign Kim, please open a hailing frequency. I hashtag both of them in it too. They both liked it. But
yeah.
In a show like DS9, what counts as solely a Nog episode? Well, definitely It's Only a Paper Moon and Valiant, I think.
Yeah.
Nog and Jake, but you know.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're 50% of the main A plot, it's a U episode. You know.
Yeah.
You know, if it's a Riker and whatever, then it counts. But I mean, in a show like DS9, if he's in the A plot as a big part, like I would consider the Roswell one, it's enough of a Nog episode. It's a Ferengi episode, but you subset, you call it a Nog or a Rom because they all have sort of equal big parts, roughly equal. You know what I mean? You can watch it to get really good him stuff, and whereas Troy kind of gets a lot of B plot stuff. I'm saying he gets a lot of B plot stuff too, but a lot of A plot stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fleet Pass Whipback puts in $4.99 and says, I feel Aaron was the poster child for overcoming adversity as Nog, and Nog was the expression of that ability to overcome. Yeah. And I know for a fact from the beginning they had no plan like that for Nog, but it works so beautifully because that's how things happen, you know.
Yeah.
People get inspired to do things like that, and just. That was awesome.
Well, because DS9 was so against the grain, they didn't think they were going to have every season. I mean, you know, they were actively being not given the money, actively being whatevered. They got so many, they had to spice up the Defiant and bits and bobs. But yeah, they how could they have known? I guess they're just putting the net out wide. Because why would you introduce? I mean, why would you even give 3 Ferengi on a station? Why not just 1? Why have a dumb brother who'll never amount to anything? He's the Wesley Crusher. He was a real genius. God, can you imagine the next costume ROM panel? Because he did so many panels with Aaron as a twosome. That was kind of the bonus. We're making money, yay, you know.
Yeah. Let's see here. Nog was also great in Rocks and Shoals and also Empok Nor. Yes. That was a good.
Was.
Yeah. Stills the series said, I saw him in Quark's bar at STLV this year, and he went around to every table. He
Mm.
clearly loved being with the fans.
Mhm.
I stalked for a bit to say hello, but then finally gave up. Thought I'd have another chance. Oh, it's unfortunate, but
That's
you
why
don't want to bother them, but at the same time, it's a tough decision, you know.
yeah, I mean, you can't plan any event as if you think everyone's gonna die. That's absurd. You know?
Yeah.
So you gotta give them their space and be whatever. Otherwise, where else? I'm trying to imagine. Do I have?
While you're looking for whatever it is,
Mm,
Clivoid puts in $2. Great character, believable growth and progression. Yes. Hellrats96 puts in $2. Treachery, Faith, and the Great River. Yeah, that is one of my favorites, actually. Definitely one of my favorite DS9 episodes. And Ian Warrender puts in £5. Thank you, Ian. This is perfect Trekyards, bringing the community together in a time when we need to support each other. Good night. All right, good night, Ian. Thank you for stopping by. And yeah, that's absolutely right. Like, we love our community. You guys are great. 189 of you here, which is amazing. Everybody hit like, and please share your stories about what you think of Nog or Aaron.
Oh yeah, or just the character. Yeah, if that's all you can say is that you love the character, please do, and we'll read them out. We are just here to be together as a Trekyards community. We weren't planning on doing a live today.
Yeah.
And then we were. No.
Yeah. And Bill Barkley says, at Stewart, did you ever get the backers edition of What You Left Behind the documentary? No, unfortunately, I only got the standard one. Samuel's got one of the backer issues.
I do.
But
It arrived like a month after you, though, so you got mine way earlier than me.
I got to. I want to get one of the backers editions at some point, but it is what it is.
Here's mine.
Nice.
Let me unblur. Yeah, so it's actually a weird one. Like, it's a weird cover. It's really, really thin, and it's like a Nublia as like a little latch, the open, which is kind of weird. Double disc. Haven't actually watched it yet. And you get an intro from Ira and gang, Booth History DS9. Yeah. What a big cast and crew. Yeah.
Yeah, I still gotta find the backers edition. I want to pick it up. I should have picked it up in Vegas, but I flaked out and grabbed the wrong one.
And if I was you, I'd try and get the ultra big mega super bonus one that has all of the stuff, 3-disc version. It's limited, but you can, that's got everything if you want to actually get everything. Because then you're not just a backer, you're ultra mega limited.
So if anybody knows anybody that's selling one, let me know, and I will gladly scoop that up. Brandon Gross says, says, everyone should check out Aaron and Sirach Lofton's Star Trek show, The Seventh Rule, on YouTube or in podcast form. Yes, absolutely.
And that's a real shame because they were doing something incredible, like actually going through all of what Trek actors really go through the show and relating. That's incredible. And they only got so far. Although he was at a con and I remember him saying, because he never watched everything and he wasn't in all the scenes, so he was actually watching it, a lot of it for the very first time ever, and he said, damn, we had a good show.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you did.
Yes, sir. Brian Richards says, I know I'll be watching DS9 tonight. Which is your favorite Nog episode? Which should I watch? Thank you for being awesome and helping to make this community what it is. Thank you, Brian, for that compliment. And as for my favorite episode, Nog episode, I'm going to have to say probably Valiant, because that's a really fun episode. And, it's only Paper Moon if you're looking for something a little bit more down to earth. I just found that one's kind of depressing a little bit. But
a little bit.
A little bit. But yeah, that would be my two that I would say off the top of my head that are my best Nog episodes.
Yeah, Valiant is just a good Trek episode as well.
Yeah.
In a pale moonlight, you could say the one that you said. Sorry, is
it's
better.
only Paper Moon.
Yeah, it's probably better in a sense because it deals with the issue that TOS did. Like, it deals in that sense, but I like the tech as well. So the journey that he goes on in that episode I find very interesting. And you know, he's obviously in a lot of B stories, so you have to remind me specifically. But I know there's never really like bad Nog moments.
Yeah.
Well, I do love the self-stealing stem bolts. I think that one's just really good.
Yes,
You know?
that's a fun episode for sure. Darth Maul, though, asked at Trekyards, Captain Foley said...
Jesus, Darth Maul. Holy hell. We have a special bloody guest.
Spelt the wrong way, though. This is like Mall of America.
He should know better.
Captain Foley said in his walking stream that Commander Calkins was more on a friendship level with Aaron. Can he elaborate? He kind of already did. He'd run into him a few times at conventions.
Yeah, I wouldn't say friends. No, yeah.
More acquaint. He knew to see you though, so.
Yeah, I in a sense worked with him, which is awesome. Yeah. But no, I definitely wouldn't say. Yeah, I'm quite careful with how I disclaimer things because it should be fair. No, I met him. I worked with him at Con. I've got a really fun moment which we can show in a few minutes. That's fun. That for me is like a really unique moment that I've got videoed from 2 angles. Yes. And obviously he remembered me from that because most people don't do what I did. And I basically played a bit with him without realizing, but you'll see from the wide, I played that bit, and believe it or not, it might not be the best video, but I actually have the moment that at the event they announced that Aaron proposed to his wife, recorded on video at the party, yeah, and being brought up to talk about it. So that I've never shown anybody, and that's never gone out of that room. So we actually have a legitimate. I haven't heard what they said. This is sort of private. There were people filming it, but I've you want to talk about sadder moments / happy moments? I can share that in a little bit as well.
No. Brian Richards puts in $4.99. What is a self-stealing stem bolt? That's the beauty of it. No one knows for sure. It's one of those Star Trek mysteries. We should do a whole episode on what it could be.
Stuart, 3-parter.
Yeah.
If you're doing it, do it right.
It's true. Get into the technical aspects of it all.
We should get 3D modeled. We should get the inside 3D model. We should get like just an hour, or just post like an hour rotation. Self-stealing stem bolt. All you need to know.
Yeah.
That would get some views, and you know it would.
We need a cutaway too. Come on now. Or an exploded view.
Get Michael Cushman. Well, Matt Cushman. Say, Matt, your best assignment yet.
Yeah.
The full interior of a stealth-stealing stem bolt.
Yes. Mr. Captain 93 says, I love the episode where they go camping and meet the Jem'Hadar for the first time. Nog and Jake piloting the runabout and Nog yelling, fire the torpedoes. Yeah, that's where they pull out one of the isolinear chips and the shuttle says it's going to self-destruct, which we've called out a few times, but that's okay.
Yep. That's a funny one.
Vir Invictus. The only bad moment is that with Vic Fontaine, and that has more to do with how awful Vic is as a character. Vic's not awful as a character.
I think most of us would love him.
Yeah. I don't know what scene you're talking about specifically, but yeah, I don't remember anything like that.
Hey, you can't win them all. I mean, the fact is you can't like every character. It doesn't work. You know? You can't.
True.
That's okay.
Bartholomew says, Ferengis as a species are set up to be abrasive and hard and to spend time with. Aaron's portrayal had Ferengi characteristics, but added so much more. He was endearing, lovable, and very human. Yeah, it's because the humans got to him when he was at a young age. So they rubbed off on him. I feel like I should be drinking root beer tonight. I thought about that. I should have gone and grabbed a root beer before we started.
A true officer's drink.
Yes. It's insidious, like the Federation.
So shall I show the special Sam moment?
Yes. Let's play that.
So I'm gonna play it twice. One with just the A camera, and then one from the B camera. It's a minute and a half each, and we'll comment after it. And yeah, enjoy. This is from the FCD. This is the second event. This is after the one where there were only 2 guests. This was we brought back next year, and then several other people, to which I did my first green screen at, which was great. And I got to do this, and I filmed it for me and for Trekyards. The first one was kind of like a work with Trekyards. Second one was like, hey Trekyards, we're doing a thing, and into Bruce Boxleitner, and we got some really great prints that you guys got and such. Okay, so let's mute and we'll jump to that. So enjoy. This is special to me.
You know, when we book...
Yes, that is me.
When we book the show, they don't say, here's a manual on Ferengi, and you go to page 58, dancing, here are my 5 choices. We don't have anything. The only encyclopedia I had was Armin Shimmerman. And unfortunately, Armin wasn't there. So... I'm panicking. Yes, you should have had a tripod with a longer lens, and then you could follow me from the back. I'm just saying. So basically, I had no idea what I was going to do. Thank you. I have no shame. No shame. I will use my height to my advantage when I can. So basically, I had no idea what I was going to do. Zero. And I was thinking, you know, what am I going to do? Am I going to be... How does a Ferengi dance? I have no clue how a Ferengi dances. You know, when we book... When we book the show, they don't say, here's a manual on Ferengi, and you go to page 58, dancing, here are my 5 choices. We don't have anything. The only encyclopedia I had was Armin Shimmerman. And unfortunately, Armin wasn't there. So... I'm panicking. Yes, you should have had a tripod with a longer lens, and then you could follow me from the back. I'm just saying. I had...
So yeah.
That was awesome. That was funny. Good job, man.
What do you guys think? That was I know it's a bit of a long one, but I wanted to set that up both times. In the moment, you know it's right.
Yeah.
And we played to it. And I wish it had gone longer. And there's a secondary bit. I need to find that where I'm behind him, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm filming. What do you think I'm doing?" I'll see if I can find it, because this is just him talk. I'm gonna find that.
Yeah.
You can talk for a bit. I'll see if I can find that. Also
Yeah,
fun.
for sure. Yeah. I always figured Nog was played by a child actor. I had no idea it was portrayed by a man. Aaron's acting was excellent. Yes, absolutely. I thought the same thing for many years, and then I found out that he was actually quite older than I thought. Does anyone know how or why he passed away? I'm not 100% sure. I think it's something with the anti-rejection medication for his kidney transplant, but don't quote me on that for sure. Martog went from Chancellor to a bodyguard fending off the Trekyards, the Trekyards or Otzi. How the mighty have fallen. Oh, that was fun. Did someone say Moogie in the audience at the end there? I don't know. I didn't hear that, but Moogie. Dan23, did any other actors voice him in any other video game? Not that I'm aware of, no. But yeah, I need to go into Star Trek Online actually and play those missions with him again. I think that'll be really fun.
And do make sure you get SP 3D Super Chat. Don't want to go past too much.
Oh, shit. I missed that. Sorry. SP Freely puts in £5. Thank you very much. Very sad about Aron Eisenberg. I remember Nog's plight in Season 7 made him a truly compelling character, wonderfully portrayed. I'd say expertly portrayed, yes. Yeah, it was... He just... It's such a shame that he's gone, because he just seems such a nice guy. Man. Aron playing into it was great. Very few actors would react like that. Yeah, you got to be careful who you pick and choose to do that kind of thing with. But as Samuel said, when you know it's right, it's right.
And he was engaging with me. You know, Normally you ignore the camera guy because you ignore the camera guy.
Yeah.
He was making a thing of it, and come on, what more perfect thing can you do than in your zoom lens, zoomed? I mean, come on, that's like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Zachary Gibbons, yeah, I thought he was a child actor too. He did an awesome job portraying a character younger than his age.
Yeah, he was 21 when he started, so he's closer than you'd think, but obviously not a child actor. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Still a good 6 or 7 years older than the character was supposed to be, though. I think.
But obviously they hired him because of his stature and looking younger. But hey, worked like a treat. And I can't find this clip. But it's a very specific one moment in a very long con, and I can't seem to find just him alone, which is unhelpful because that's what it would be.
Oh, that's a shame.
Well, it's quite a lot of footage.
Yeah. Is there any gag reels with Aron in it?
I think so. Somewhere in the thing.
I'm trying to think. I've seen a lot of DS9 bloopers, but not that I can think of right offhand. Sarah Lofton was conversely about a year and a half younger than Jake. Oh, really? Didn't know that. I bet you that when they hired him, they didn't think he was going to get so tall either. Like, Nog didn't grow, and Jake just shot right up. Fleet Paw Swiftback puts in $1.99. Didn't he play a Kazon in addition to Nog? Yep, we already talked about that, and we also showed a clip of him talking about that, actually.
He was good.
Yeah,
I just it's quite a distracting episode because it's just him. It's just him, and he's very close to Nog.
Yeah.
But it's still great. Like doesn't detract from it. But he doesn't have to far fall from the acting tree to be that.
Yeah. The character's name was Carr. Yeah. Dan23, how long did he leave the show for when they did a storyline of him going to the academy? Not very long. It was pretty quick. It's a couple episodes, if I remember correctly.
Okay. So I found the reverse of the clip. And it's actually the same bit of him talking about dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think I... Okay, I've got to do some editing here, but give me a minute.
Okay. Yeah, Jake grew up almost overnight. Yeah. Nog, Quark, and Rom were the first to storm Area 51. Hey, that's a true story, man. Little Green Man. It's one of my favorite time travel episodes of Trek, for sure. And definitely high up there in the ranking of good Star Trek episodes. I woke up on Sunday morning to the sad news it was passing. I was just enjoyed rewatching Siege of AR-558, and it's only a paper moon the night before. Rest in peace, Aaron.
Just enjoyed watching them. Oh, so dramatic though.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying, yeah, he was on my mind or whatever, and then they found out he had passed away. He was on their mind a few days before. So I've seen a lot of things like that. I would think that as a television actor, they would enjoy playing for the camera, and it seems from the video you show that he did. Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah. One of my favorite outtakes is still Tim Russ in Innocence running away from the cave saying, I ain't going in there. Yeah.
Okay, I have my part 2 of the clip. This is the same, so basically right at the same time, because why not? It's a few minutes later. Same story. And once you kind of feel confident enough to walk on stage, you kind of, this is not as interesting, guys, but it's still something. Still something. Again, exclusive, and since it's been out for a while, but none of you have seen it. Who's seen this? None of you, exactly. So, once again, Stuart, mute, yay.
So, you're killing me. So, I'm like, okay, so I got the first part of the dance. So then I go, oh yeah, you know what else I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go, see, you should have been over there for that one. I know you, but it's facing that way. Just for the record, you missed that shot. I'm just saying. So, she laughed again. So I had my dance. Most terrifying moment in the 7 years of the show was this dance. More terrifying than the audition. So now, killing me. You're killing me. So I'm like, okay. So I got the first part of the dance. So then I go, oh yeah. You know what else I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go. See, you should have been over there for that one. I know, but it's facing that way. Just for the record, you missed that shot. I'm just saying. So she laughed again. So I had my dance. Most terrifying moment in the 7 years of the show was this dance.
Yeah, just another play to camera moment. But he didn't realize I had 2 cameras. So na.
Yeah, that was good. Lord Hosk says, Aaron said something to the effect of, I thought they were going to write me off the show. I'm never coming back when I saw that I was going to the Academy. And then I was on the show more. So, Dance My Future says, Nog didn't really have a plot inconsistencies. Yeah.
What do you guys think of the clips then?
I thought those were brilliant, man. I love those. They make me smile every time I see them.
Yeah. No, they're good. And actually,
they're just fun.
It's probably worth playing the entire story about his dance. Because obviously I was playing from certain moments, but it's about, he was asked specifically about how to do the Ferengi dance, which I don't actually remember that much, but it's a good story. And so we'll let that play in a minute just to kind of, get the words from himself. And thanks, Jazia. I do try. Yeah. Oh, 165 people watching, 168 likes. Nice.
Wow. I got 168 people watching, so.
Well, la-di-da. Mr. Fancy. Yeah. I mean, do you have any memories of actually watching him on screen, thinking anything? The character specifically, was there any, that was a standout for you? For any reason?
I remember not liking him at first, but I think that was the point. He just causing trouble and getting the, station commander's son in trouble. I thought it was funny, just a bad influence, and how they tried to keep them apart at the beginning. And yeah, the whole episode with him giving Jake dating advice was absolutely hilarious, considering how the Ferengi treat their women. So he wasn't likable at first, but once you know his arc, once you've seen it and you go back and rewatch it, you really like him from the beginning. When they used to sit on the thing on the promenade and just picture yourself doing that as a kid. I always liked the character.
Yeah, well, DS9's always a weird one for me because it never really hit me. Voyage was more interesting to me because of the sci-fi and the tech and the stories. I've watched all DS9 obviously, and I've enjoyed it. Obviously, you can't not enjoy it apart from the first season. But I for me, it's like one big clump of content in a sense that he's part of a great cast. And also when you binge something, which is how I remember watching it more later on, because Dad didn't like DS9. He thinks it's so against Gene's ideas. So why would he choose to watch it? It's very anti-Star Trek in a lot of senses. Although obviously then you have Discovery, and it's like that's anti-Star Trek. This is at least trying to be a Star Trek, a dark, whatever. You know what I mean? And he met Gene, so and so I thought after the fact as binging, and if we watch it as binge, and if you watch 3 episodes at a time, it's just one big clump of story, and these stories are continuing, and these actors are kind of doing bits. It's just kind of he's just part of a great whole. But those some of the promenade bits are always cool.
Yeah. Alex Toast says, were there personal reasons he left for a couple of seasons? Well, he was never gone for a couple of seasons. He was gone for a few episodes when he went off to the Academy, and then was back relatively quick because of the war. They kind of pushed people out. So yeah, he wasn't gone for a season or two. I think let's say Beverly, from season 2 of TNG, it was something like that.
I think he was away for a couple between him losing his leg and all that bit. But a couple, he was always in the seasons. I think he went for an actual season. He was in all 7 for sure.
Yeah.
But he's one of the secondaries. So Rom wasn't in every episode. I mean, I looked at his thingy. He's only in 44 episodes of 170, so he's not in most episodes.
Yeah. Zachary says, I like the episode where Jake and Nog were roommates, and I learned how different they were when it came to home life. Yeah. A lot of friends are like that when they're like, hey, let's get a place together. We'll be roommates.
And then you kill the other one.
It usually ends friendships. Yeah. It's not a good idea. Nog was in every season, Alex, just not every episode. Yes. Made me tear up, man. Very heartfelt and heartstrings tugging. Don't know what that's a reference to, but didn't they briefly kill Mornoff, but brought him back? Yes, all in one episode. Who Mourns for Morn is the episode name. There was an episode between when he lost his leg and when he came back due to his therapy in the holosuite. Yes. Cassidy Yates is a character who left and came back because she went to prison in the show. She did 6 months in a Federation Rehabilitation Center for helping the Maquis. Yes. Yeah, Morn faked his death. Yep. So yeah.
That's one of the silliest, best episodes. It's such a like self masturbation episode. It's like, look, we have this character that everyone sort of likes, no one knows anything about. Let's just do naughty shit with it for an episode. Screw it.
Yeah.
Might as well, But it's like, yes, exactly. That's basically an Orville episode. As close as they can get to Orville. Yes. So why don't we jump to this whole dancing story? If you guys don't know, he danced in an episode, and Aron can tell the story better. But obviously, this is after my little interaction with him. And his first bit of the story is saying he got the script and it says Nog dances like a Ferengi, and you're like, what is a Ferengi dance?
Yeah.
And there's no direction. Take it away, Aron.
So, basically, I had no idea what I was going to do. Thank you. I have no shame. No shame. I will use my height to my advantage when I can. So basically, I had no idea what I was going to do. Zero. And I was thinking, what am I going to do? Am I going to be Elaine from Seinfeld, where I'm just going like this and I have absolutely zero rhythm? Or does he really dance? And I'm like, neither of those seem to work. So I'm panicking because I'm thinking if I don't come up with something, that's it. They're never going to have me back on the show. I'm done. And it's the last thing I want to do is to upset production. So thank God we shot something else first. And I'm standing there next to Nana, and I'm like, this is bullshit. What do? I have no idea. How does a Ferengi dance? You know what? Screw them. I'm just going to go in the camera. And she starts laughing. So when you make a woman laugh, you're like, okay. That must work, right? Because if a woman doesn't laugh at you, it generally does not work. Or laugh with you. She laughs at you. It definitely didn't work. But she wasn't laughing at me, I promise. She was not laughing at me. So... killing me. You're killing me. So I'm like, okay. So I got the first part of the dance. So then I go, oh yeah. You know what else I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go. See, you should have been over there for that one. I know you. But it's facing that way. Just for the record, you missed that shot. I'm just saying. So she laughed again. So I had my dance. Most terrifying moment in the 7 years of the show was this dance. More terrifying than the audition. So now, of course, I have to do it in front of everybody. And David Livingston says, okay, Aron, let's see what you got. Now, mind you, it's kind of akin to if you're at work and your boss comes to you with something out of nowhere and says, I want you to do this. And you have no idea how to do it. You're going to have to improvise it. You're going to have to just hope whatever you come up with works. And if it doesn't work, and you're in front of the entire executive staff, as well as all your fellow employees, and they're all there, and they go, let me see what you got. And you've got to go in front of everybody and say, this is what I have. And if it doesn't work, boss is going to go, do you have something else? And you're going to say, no! job. That's kind of what it felt like. So he puts me up there, camera's back there. JG is kind of where the whole crowd was, everybody that I just mentioned. It's a long story, I'm sorry. But you know, I gave him his fair share at the beginning, did I not? I was polite. I love you, man. I love you. So
I'm just being the production crew for you.
And doing a fabulous job. And the other actors were there.
Let's see the dance.
No one could hear you. Use the microphone.
Let's see the dance.
Now you can hear me. So the camera's there. Everyone's back there. I'm all by myself. And David wants to see it. So I'm sitting there and I'm praying to every God I've ever heard of to hope that this works. Because I don't know if it's going to work. I honestly, heart to heart, I did not know if this was going to be good enough. And if he did come to me with something else, I had nothing. I go, I don't know how a Ferengi dances. I have no clue. So I come up with it, and here we go. I'm going. Oh, no, wait. Story's not done.
It was just a dance.
No, I know. But it's the whole thing about the dance. This was my day. So I'm going, and I'm going for like 3 minutes. I'm starting to die. I'm sweating under the makeup, and I don't know what the hell is going on behind me. Finally, I hear this.
Cut.
And everybody starts laughing. Everybody starts cracking up. Everybody. The director comes up to me from behind. You're the director. You're me, but you're a little tall. And he comes up to me. He goes, oh, that was great. And I'm sorry, I didn't say it that way. Don't upstage yourself. There you go. Now I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, that was great. That was it. Now let's do it again. I'm sorry, I was just laughing the whole time. So apparently he was just cracking up. Everybody was laughing, it went on, and then they liked it so much that Terry said, oh, we gotta do it at the end. So it was like the only time in the 7 years that I ever improvised something that actually became part of the scene, part of the show, that wasn't even in the script. All to David Livingston, the director. So that's a long story, but you asked, first question to David. For me. That's how the dance came up.
There you go.
That's pretty great, actually.
Long story, but you know, it's.
Yeah. And if you guys haven't seen those full episodes, by all means, check them out on Trekyards. We should probably share links in the Facebook group, but just type in Aron Eisenberg Trekyards in the search bar and check them out. They're worth watching. They're very funny.
Yeah. And like you said in your walk and talk live yesterday, that part of what we do is to keep record for posterity. And there's that story record for posterity. Might not be the best audio, the best visuals, but it is there for posterity, and that's important.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah,
we did our job without even realizing.
There's a scene in Deep Space Nine where Nog is in Odo's security office, and he reads a criminal's name on the wall, and it says, what kind of name is that? Okay. Bill Barkley says, y'all, you know, the sad thing, since they're working on Picard's series or season 2, Aaron could have appeared as Nog on that. Now we'll never know. I know, and that's a bit of a shame.
Well, it's one of those things that you would think they put Nichelle Nichols in it, because she's not going to last until 2030, you know. If they would think like that, then they would be putting all the original cast. They say, we've got to get Shatner in straight away. But they're not. That's not the point. You know, they're not going to do any of that stuff for us, so don't expect it and don't. You know,
well, it just would have been perfect with him being younger and being a captain now, or an admiral, or whatever he would be.
Care.
I know they don't, but
wrong people working it.
Yeah. Alex has got to go. Awesome stream for an awesome individual. Thank you. 170 people watching. Thank you guys. If you're new here and you haven't hit like. Let's get the like numbers up. Let's see. Looking for some other good quotes here. Chilled. What good are two grubs if you don't wiggle on the way down? That's disgusting. Yeah.
Ah, well, Dan23 says, do you think they're going to add a reference Nog in the future? Now, that they could, should, and that would be easy ADR.
Yeah.
But it's like, do you kill the character because the actor's dead? No, you shouldn't, in my opinion. How many people do we never see again? All of them. That's kind of what the show's happen. Let him be a captain somewhere. Mention Nog's out in the Beta Quadrant on a ship. Make the character, the fans, proud by saying he got the full captaincy. It's 20 years later. Made me a captain. There you go. See a ship in some space dock somewhere and say that is Nog's ship. There you go. And don't kill him. It was bad enough when in Stargate, one of the characters died and they named a ship after him. Great, and it didn't affect the plot too much. That was kind of nice, but it's kind of like, well, now he's dead in the canon. That's sad. You don't need to kill him. Let him live on. Let him have kids. Let him. Once you kill him in the show, you've just stopped him from having the kids, having the grandkids, having a lineage, having that.
Yeah,
it's a shame.
They should have a line referencing him still being a captain, captaining a small fleet under Admiral Harry Kim. That would be hilarious.
Yes. yes.
Always thought the Grubs were disgusting. Did you know people are petitioning a statue for him on DS9 near the railing he sat on?
Good. Sure.
I did not know that, but that's very cool.
I don't know about used to it, but I don't think we're gonna do a full. Don't think we need to do a full 2 hours for this.
I don't think so. Like I said, I don't have much to say. Just that he'll be very missed, and thank you guys for coming by. Nimble Fox puts in £5. Thank you for the stream and the memories, guys. Sorry I haven't been able to donate so much recently. That's perfectly fine. But we really appreciate you stopping by. So thank you.
And what I can do, just to show how much he fought through, let me end the video portion by actually hearing us talk about his kidney and how much new life that got him. It's him expressing it right after his first, and I think it was his first event after you guys' new kidney, being from very ill to standing here in front of hundreds of people talking, and then we can take final questions, final comments, final super chats, and then we can sort of close out. I think it's quite a nice way of sort of. What do you think, Stuart?
Yeah, it's a great idea. And while you're watching this, guys, if you want to click that link, the links that are being provided to donate to transplant organizations in the UK, US, or Canada, by all means, please do so. I'm sure it'll be greatly appreciated by Aaron's family and by anybody that is in need. So,
yep. And just type any other comments in the chat. We're going to read them, and this is your chance. And then it's a couple of minutes while this plays. Okay, so enjoy his second lease on life, which is awesome.
Yes. Oh, how's the new kidney doing? Thank you. I don't know how many people are aware I had a kidney transplant on December 29th. And it's so far, knock on wood, it's doing very, very well. It's nerve-wracking because, I have to go to the hospital or to the clinic, it's actually called, every week. So, they're there to tell you how your kidney function is going. So it's always a little nerve-wracking, to be honest. But to be honest, because I'll lie after that. I had my first kidney for almost 29 years, which is absolutely incredible. I don't know how many of you are familiar with kidney transplantation or organ transplantation for that matter. But my first kidney, I got it in 1986. Hello? Oh, there we go. I got it in 1986. And it lasted until last year of August, and that was a cadaver kidney. So it wasn't a donated kidney, which is, it's absolutely incredible for a kidney to last that long. And it's funny because when I was younger, and I graduated high school, and then I got into acting, and then I got Star Trek. And I remember thinking, oh my God, don't fail, just get me through the show. I don't want to lose this opportunity. And it got me through the show. And then my kids were born towards the end of that, and I'm like, oh my God, just get me till they're 18. Those were like the two main things that I had always hoped that I would make it through, that I wouldn't lose my kidney during those times. And I'll start crying when I talk about my kids. And my son, my oldest son, will be 19 next month. And my youngest, see, he's 16, and I made it. I made it till they were adults. And, yeah, I know, sorry. And it, I mean, that was everything to me, absolutely everything to me. And then to have the opportunities that I've had because of that transplant, to be on Star Trek, to raise my two boys, to be there all the time, was huge. It was monumental. And as you go through those years and you have that transplant, the fear that lives with you every day is, am I going to lose my kidney today or next week? How's that going to change my life? How am I going to be able to deal with it? So last August, you know, what happened is, it was ironic. I went to the Vegas convention, and afterwards I was sick. I thought I had a very bad cold that turned into bronchitis or pneumonia. And everybody that left that con, JG knows because he was there, was complaining of being sick. There was an email going around with all the actors going, oh my God, I'm sick too. So I'm thinking, I'm just sick. I just like everybody else. So I'm trying to put up with it for 2 weeks, and it's not going away. And as a matter of fact, I don't know if it was getting worse, but I felt like it was getting worse. And to be honest, it's so weird, for 29 years, and then this is happening, and I'm thinking it has nothing to do with my kidney. And then I go into the doctor and I say, I need some antibiotics, this isn't going away. He took my lab work on Monday, calls me the next morning on Tuesday, and says, Aron, you need to go to the hospital right now. You're in kidney failure. I'm like, and it was like 29 years of this fear has finally come to realization. It's finally come full circle. And it was very cathartic at the same time, because when you're afraid of something for so long, and then you finally have to deal with it, and then you deal with it, and then you make it through that, it's like, well, it's not as bad as I was thinking for all those years, and I was able to deal with it. So, and the person that was there for me, thank you. And I couldn't have done it without Melissa. Because you should have asked me this question at the beginning. It's all right. It's very close to my heart. No, I'm just teasing. But she was there for me every step of the way. Every moment she was there. And then I had the transplant 4 months later, which is another amazing, magnificent occurrence in my life. Because it just doesn't happen like that. People are on it for 5 years, 6 years, 10 years before they get a transplant. So to have everything just turn around in 6 months, 4 months was just a whirlwind. And then it happened so fast that I then started to worry, how am I going to pay for all this? How am I, because Melissa, when you go on a transplant list, you have to have a caregiver. And I'm talking so much about this rather than all the questions you might have for Star Trek. So I'll try to wrap this up. This is the first time I've actually talked about this at a convention, by the way. So came all the way to UK to talk about it, and then I'm done. But this is really the first time I've really talked about this in front of people. So I was having the transplant, and I was afraid how I was going to pay for this for the next 3 months. And then Melissa wasn't going to work either. So we started a GoFundMe page to help us out. And I was blown away by all the people, and JG as well, who was there for me, who either donated, shared the page, told their friends and family. Whatever people did, everybody came to my side, came to our side, my family's side, and got us through all that financially, which was a huge deal. And it's just incredible how life works like that. And another example is how you guys are here for these guys, and what happened to them, and how everything they went through, both in what happened to the con as well as financially, and yet here everybody is here for them. And the success that it shows right now, and the love and support, it just means so much to people when things like that happen in life. And I've always believed what you give out, you receive. And I'll tell you, I received it tenfold. So Well, thank you. Thank you. So thank you.
Oh, there you go. Rather a long one, but you know.
Kind of
Uh-huh.
hit you right in the feels at the end, but
Didn't remember what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you.
and it's the first time you talked about it since the operation, which is a unique thing on its own. So
I might have to edit that out and post that just by itself, because him saying that, you know, he wanted to live until both his kids were 18, he did.
Yeah.
16, 3 years ago, he did. Just.
But
That-
then speaking as a parent, it's like then you want to live to see them married, then you want to live to
Yeah.
see them have kids and grandkids, and yeah. So it's kind of a shame that way. But
how
yeah,
special is that he said that was his big ambition, he did actually
Yeah.
get there. He didn't know it was going to be a problem, he didn't know whatever, but he did. You can't express it except via a legitimate clip from him talking about it in the past. So I have to post that just for to feel happy that he had these things, and each time he had a goal, and he actually managed to, you know, so that's quite special.
Yeah. Well, we did get some super chats while that was going on, so thank you. I'll read those now. SP Freely puts in £5.
Thank
I
you.
was remembering one beautifully acted moment between Cisco and Nog about his reason for wanting to join Starfleet. It brought a tear to my eye. And it is a very well acted and well written scene. That is an awesome part of Deep Space Nine there.
Yeah.
Jarzia, $5 Canadian. Just wanted to say that what sets Trekyards apart from other channels is the community you guys provide for the fans, especially at times like this. Thank you. Well, thank you, Jarzia. We are very proud of our community. I think we've created something really great here. So,
Who comes to our aid, and we try to be there for
Yeah.
the community, both in the good and the bad.
and thank you for being with us. Jadok Productions puts in $5 Canadian. After everything that has happened and it has you feeling depressed, don't hold it in. Don't dismiss it. Talk to someone. Don't let depression win, would be my guess.
Yeah.
And absolutely right.
Yeah.
And Taizara, 333. Silence is appropriate. So,
Which is great. That was good to see that.
yeah. Thanks for sharing those, by the way, Samuel. That's very appreciated.
Yeah. We had the unique opportunity to get these with him that, you know, as I said to you other YouTube channels don't get to have. We don't have this for Nimoy, we don't have this for Shatner. We actually do with Aron, so a little bit more unique for us, even though they're more my memories than yours. But that shouldn't diminish the Trekyardsness of it, I think.
Yeah. So, anyway, I guess we're gonna call it quits for today.
Yeah. Quite a sad ending, but hopefully it's a celebratory sad ending, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
We've celebrated the life of him and his work and such.
It's been like a wake. I mean, we laughed, we cried during this. I mean, it's pretty good actually. So,
Yep.
And we got to hang out with other people that also miss him. So that's just amazing.
Yep.
So, but anyway, guys, I think we'll call it quits. So thank you very much for tuning in, and please continue to share your thoughts about Aron where you can, and yeah.
And in terms of us for this week as well, I know we're doing probably 2 more streams this week, during the week,
At
depending.
least, yeah.
And then Saturday, and I'll be releasing a video tomorrow about it. I just filmed it today, I have to edit it. Doing our drunk Trekyards
Season 1 review.
retrospective review. That's going to be really fun. Yes. Have you got all the images still from the season, Stuart?
Nope.
I'm going to send you a lot of gigabytes then, because I want you to pick your favourite scene from each, and your least favourite scene from each.
Oh, Jesus.
I know, but that's the fun force you to remember thing. And I'll come with our each ranked in order with top 5, top 10, and maybe we can take like that'd be kind of fun if we do like a just between. Well, I mean, it doesn't really work for me. But I get to punish you. If you guess your top 5 episodes, everybody you miss, you have to drink.
Good God. I would need a list in front of me, but yeah.
Well, yeah. That would be kind of fun, and then we'll go through and have a fun 2 to 3 hours, 2.5, depending on the vibe is. Stream with you all much earlier. I think we're thinking 1 to 3 your time.
Yeah.
Which is 6 to 8 my time, with a slight flexibility, a little bit late depending. But I've got a going out after, hopefully. hoping.
Yep.
And who knows, if we're both ready, we could start a bit earlier. Who knows? But that's our kind of our slot. But it should be good, and then we can do season 2 the week after, which will be really, really good, because I'm excited to... Not the first one, obviously. No one's excited for that, but this is season 2 in general. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
So tune in next week and keep your eye on the Facebook page and YouTube here for notifications about when we're going to be going live and what we're going to be doing. So a couple this week, and then Saturday, and then next week we start season 2.
Exciting. All right, thanks so much, guys. Really appreciate it, and we'll see you soon.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.